What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new, very exciting Liverpool transfer news video, because all the major journalists who are usually very reliable and who report the transfer news around Liverpool got the same information from Liverpool itself to put out a story about Jamal Lewis, and that he is Liverpool's first choice left back transfer target in the summer. Melissa Reddy published an article in The Independent, which I will tell you guys in full detail what she said, and Dave Maddock of the Mirror also published an article roughly at the same time, like 2 days ago. The word is that Liverpool want to spend £10 million on Jamal Lewis. Norwich probably value him above that, maybe at 20 million, and they are Liverpool are currently in the first place in the running for Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis would absolutely love to sign for Liverpool, and let me know guys in the comments below, do you think he would be a great backup? How on earth did Liverpool get away with not having a proper backup, an experienced left back who is a left back in his first position, not a James Milner put in left back position? For 2 years Liverpool got away with it, that Andy Robertson didn't get a serious injury, but Jurgen Klopp doesn't want to risk it for the third season in a row, because if Robertson will be out for months, then Liverpool's team will be weakened considerably. Jamal Lewis is a pretty similar to Robertson. Of course he's not as good, but he shares similar offensive traits to Robertson. He likes to get forward and he also likes to cross the ball, and he has a very good cross on him, so his deliveries are very good. Of course it will be almost impossible to replace Andy Robertson and replicate his form, because Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold actually broke the assist record for fullbacks in the Premier League once again. And according to the article, Jurgen Klopp believes that Jamal Lewis has great room for improvement and development, and he can thrive working with two of the current best fullbacks of the game. And Liverpool are currently in the most advanced negotiations with Norwich City about the transfer fee, which is very exciting and very good news according to the Independent article written by Melissa Reddy, who is very well connected to Liverpool Football Club, and he has been working with Liverpool for quite some time. Jamal Lewis is represented by the same agency, PLG, who also manage Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So you can guess that it's not very difficult to make the connecting dots, you know. And this gives actually Liverpool an advantage in the negotiations. So Jamal Lewis is very strong in the dribble. He has an impressive passing range, and also he's a Northern Ireland international. He can also operate on the left of the midfield. And Jurgen Klopp believes that Jamal Lewis can only get better, and also he can make him get better. And Lewis is seen as having an elite attitude already, and he would relish contesting the role with Robertson, one of the best fullbacks. Liverpool have this habit of every year for the past 3 transfer windows signing a player from a relegated club. We signed Wijnaldum from Newcastle, Shaqiri from Stoke, and Andy Robertson from Hull City, and all of those 3 players turned out to be absolute bargains and brilliant transfers for Liverpool. So why not continue that by signing Jamal Lewis from relegated Norwich City? An added benefit to Liverpool is that Jamal Lewis is homegrown, so he doesn't count as a foreign player, which makes him more valuable in the context of the Brexit changes that will be enforced in the Premier League. Lewis, of course, won't be short of offers though, and he may plump for greater game time elsewhere if it still serves his long-term advancement. But how can you turn down Liverpool? If you are Jamal Lewis, would you honestly turn down Liverpool? Let me know in the comments below, I would love to hear it. And what is also interesting is that Jamal Lewis has been on holiday in Greece, in the island of Mykonos, but he actually flew home over the weekend to be in prime condition for a potential transfer, for a potential medical, whether that is at Anfield or another top club. So it looks like his agent told Jamal Lewis to fly home and to be in top condition so he doesn't fail a medical. Liverpool are understood to have a short list of 4 candidates for the position, which also features Olympiakos' Kostas Tsimikas. I already made a detailed video about him. Check it out, it's on my channel. And David Maddock, who is also very well connected journalist, reports pretty much the same thing in the Mirror as well, saying that Liverpool are ready to take a gamble on a player relegated from the Premier League once again, with a firm approach for the Norwich defender. I mean, Robertson was picked up from Hull City for just £8 million. How much is Robertson worth right now? 50 million maybe? I'm not sure how much a world-class fullback goes for, but probably 40 to 50 million pounds. But he's invaluable for Liverpool, that's for sure. And now the Premier League champions Liverpool are planning a similar move to get cover for Robertson, and there is a lot of excitement at Liverpool about Jamal Lewis. Jurgen Klopp is very excited about him. He enjoyed actually a very promising debut season, even though Norwich got relegated. It wasn't because of Jamal Lewis. He didn't make a lot of mistakes, and he's still just a young player. He's 22 years old. He's a year younger than when Robertson joined Liverpool. Robertson was 23 when he joined from Hull, and Jamal Lewis is 22, so he has still a lot of room for improvement. The only stumbling block would be Lewis's desire to play regular first-team football at Liverpool, with Robertson such an obvious first choice at left-back, but his numbers show that Liverpool's analytics team that he has the potential to develop, and it is understood that Jurgen Klopp is a big admirer of Jamal Lewis, along with the members of the recruitment staff at Liverpool. He's also versatile, he can play in other defensive positions, which would offer some opportunities of first-team football at Liverpool. Norwich are interested in Liverpool's young left-back Yasser Larouci, according to Dave Maddock, who has turned down a new contract at Liverpool, and he will leave this summer. So that could sway negotiations, that Liverpool could send Yasser Larouci to Norwich, and maybe that could sweeten the deal, that Norwich doesn't have to look straight away for another left back. Another potential candidate for the left back spot is Lloyd Kelly of Bournemouth, who actually Liverpool wanted to sign before last summer, but that £50 million that Bournemouth paid for Kelly, Liverpool just said that's too expensive for him. And I think he was proven, I mean, Liverpool was proven right, because Kelly didn't really set the Premier League alight, and Bournemouth actually got relegated. Jurgen Klopp wants a young player with real potential, who is very hungry to develop and to earn his place at Liverpool, and he wants a player who will provide competition for Robertson. But of course, Jurgen Klopp also looked hard at Bournemouth defender Lloyd Kelly, who is versatile enough. Lloyd Kelly's advantage over Jamal Lewis is that Kelly can play as a centre-back and as a left-back, so you could kill two birds with one stone, basically signing Kelly as potentially a Lovren replacement and also cover for Andy Robertson. Brighton's Ben White, who is on loan at Leeds, is also an option. Lewis is prepared to be patient and battle for a place in the Liverpool team, and I think he seems the most likely candidate to become Liverpool's first signing of what will prove a very interesting summer for the Premier League champions. And the Telegraph is actually reporting that Norwich will want at least £20 million for Jamal Lewis, according to the article, which says that Liverpool will have to pay at least £20 million for Jamal Lewis, because Norwich is under no pressure really to sell. But yes, Norwich is under no pressure, but Jamal Lewis, I'm pretty sure, wants to leave. He doesn't want to play another season in the Championship, and who knows if Norwich gets promoted next season or not. The Championship is a brutal league, and it's very difficult to get out of. And what also makes Yasser Larouci very attractive for other clubs is that Larouci, even though he's from Algeria, he actually qualifies for homegrown status this summer, having spent 3 years now in England, a factor that makes him, of course, more attractive to potential buyers. Leeds United and Brentford have also been credited with an interest in Larouci, but Liverpool hope to strike a deal with Norwich, where Larouci goes to Norwich and Jamal Lewis comes to Liverpool, which I think would be an absolutely brilliant transfer. Remember that Kevin Stewart, the defensive midfielder, went to Hull City when Liverpool signed Andy Robertson from Hull. So that player was also used in the deal to sweeten the deal, basically. And James Pearce actually claimed that Loris Karius is not in the plans of Jurgen Klopp and that he will leave Liverpool in the summer. This is what James Pearce said on Karius' situation. Loris Karius will leave Liverpool this summer. I think Liverpool are very keen to find a new home and a new club for him. There's no way back at Liverpool for him that I can see. I think there was some interest recently from Montpellier, from the French league. Liverpool are still hoping to get 5 or 6 million pounds for him. Of course, they did feel at one point that he would be joining Besiktas permanently, but that didn't happen. Besiktas weren't interested in Karius. And it's a little bit of a heartbreaking story, the Karius story, because before the Champions League final, where he made 2 absolute howlers, which will probably forever tarnish his career, he was actually in good form. But if you want to play for a big club like Liverpool, you have to perform on the biggest stage. The Champions League final, it doesn't get much bigger than that, maybe the World Cup final. And Loris Karius just didn't have the concentration, the mentality to perform in the Champions League final. For whatever reason, he made a huge error of judgment. And since then, his confidence have been, I think, probably well below what it should be for a goalkeeper. And you never want a goalkeeper who is not confident in himself, who is not sure of himself. And Loris Karius is that player, so that's why Jurgen Klopp thinks that it's over for Karius. Basically, he has no future at Liverpool. And it's probably the best for both parties, because even though Karius would probably love to be number 2 behind Alisson, he just has too much baggage, and I don't think the Liverpool fans will ever forgive him for those mistakes, even though that can happen to any player. It was just the most cruel way to lose the Champions League final. And Harvey Elliott made actually a funny comment saying that I don't think Jurgen is a big fan of my hair. Sometimes I've come in with my hair tied up in a bit of a new style, and Jurgen Klopp just looked at it and started laughing. I've promised the lads that when I score my first professional goal, then the long hair is coming off. And I'm not the biggest fan of his hair, to be honest, but I think Liverpool fans make too much of a fuss about it. He's a young lad, he can wear whatever hairstyle he wants. He can dye it pink or purple or whatever, I don't care. What I care about is that Harvey Elliott performs on the football pitch and his hair doesn't distract him from playing great football at Liverpool. I will be honest, I think he would look better with short hair, but that, as I said, that's my personal opinion, and Harvey Elliott can do whatever he wants with his hair. That's the bottom line. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this Liverpool transfer news video. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.